Hello, welcome to Secret Zone. Subscribe and turn on notifications for stories you won't forget. I always thought I knew my life, my wife, my world, until one ordinary morning shattered everything. It started like any other day, my wife, Emily, rushing around, smiling, seemingly excited about a busy day ahead. She packed her bag, grabbed her laptop, glanced at me with that same familiar smile, and said, almost casually, that work had her tied up and she might be home late. I didn't think much of it at first. I kissed her cheek, wished her a good day, and dove into my own routine. Checking emails, organizing tasks, pretending everything was normal. But as soon as she left, a strange feeling settled deep in my chest. Something I couldn't name. A tiny spark of unease I couldn't shake. Maybe it was the way her eyes avoided mine. Maybe the rushed tone of her voice. Or maybe just that tiny sense that something wasn't right. I tried to ignore it, convinced I was imagining things, until I saw her phone, lying on the kitchen table, vibrating silently as if it was holding a secret it couldn't contain. My curiosity gripped me, my heart pounding in my chest, and in that moment I knew I was about to discover something I could never unsee. What I found on that phone didn't just shock me, it destroyed the world I had built, the trust I had believed in, and the life I thought I knew. And it all started with just one message. I always thought I knew my life. My wife, Emily, our home, our routine, everything felt secure. We had been married for over 12 years. From the outside, we were the perfect couple. Neighbors admired us. Friends envied us. Relatives called us an example of love. I had a good job, a stable home, and a wife who seemed flawless. Emily was beautiful, charming, and intelligent. Her smile lighting up any room she entered. I trusted her completely, and I thought she trusted me. But that morning changed everything. Emily was rushing, as usual, grabbing her bag, checking papers, and muttering about deadlines, meetings, and urgent tasks. I kissed her cheek, wished her a good day, and returned to my routine, arranging my workspace and checking emails. But the moment she left, something felt off. It wasn't anything tangible. No, me said Cal. No suspicious message, just a strange emptiness. A pit in my stomach that I couldn't ignore. Her eyes had avoided mine. Her voice carried a rush that felt unnatural. She seemed eager to escape, almost impatient. I tried to push it aside. Maybe I was imagining things. Maybe it was just a feeling that all married men get sometimes. But my instincts whispered, warning me that this day would not be ordinary. As I walked past the kitchen, I noticed her phone on the counter, vibrating silently, the screen lighting up as though calling for attention. My heart tightened. Something told me that picking it up would change everything. Against every rule of trust I had lived by, I lifted the phone, my hands trembling, and read the first message. Just a few words, but they hit me like a punch. Can't wait to see you today. Meeting room, just a few hours. My blood ran cold. I stared at the sender. Jason Reed. Emily's coworker. Someone I had called a friend. Someone who had laughed in our home, shared meals with us, pretended to be loyal. My world collapsed in a single glance at that screen. And in that instant, the life I thought I knew vanished. Holding the phone in my shaking hands, I hesitated, staring at the screen as if looking away could erase the words. But curiosity and fear won. I unlocked the device, entering the password I knew by heart. After all, we had trusted each other, or so I had thought. As the gallery opened, the first images appeared. Emily and Jason in the car, holding hands, smiling. My stomach turned. Then came the parking lot photos, hugs, quick kisses in daylight, reckless and secretive. And worse, the motel pictures from the neighboring town. Each image tore another layer of my trust, exposing a life I had never known existed. I could hear her voice in my memory, claiming business trips, latte meetings, important commitments. Lies, every single one. Screenshots of conversations spilled out like poison. Secret messages, endearments, promises, dates carefully hidden from me. Then I played the voice messages. You make me so happy. I never imagined feeling this again. I want to see you today. And Jason's reply. We deserve this. I just hope you make the decision soon. I'm waiting. My hands were slick with sweat. My chest hurt. I sank into a chair, gripping my head, trying to understand, trying to organize the chaos of memories, the birthdays, family dinners, trips we had planned, the dreams we shared. Every memory was tainted now, a reminder that while I gave everything to maintain our marriage, Emily had given her heart, her smiles, her love to another man. And Jason, pretending to be a friend, had stolen the most sacred trust a person can have. Pain, anger, betrayal, they collided inside me, leaving a sharp, empty clarity. I realized this was more than a secret affair. It was a choice, deliberate, premeditated, and long hidden. My sorrow began to turn into something else, a cold determination. I had to decide. I couldn't let this go unnoticed. I gathered every photo, video, and voice message, transferring them carefully to my computer. Every piece of evidence was organized, named, dated, and stored. My mind was clear, focused. The plan formed quickly. Confronting Emily alone wouldn't be enough. The betrayal was too deep. The lies too widespread. I opened a new email account, anonymous, and began compiling the message that would reveal everything. I attached the evidence meticulously. Images of their secret meetings, screenshots of their messages, audio clips of confessions and declarations of love. The recipients' list was precise. Emily's family, Jason's family, mutual friends, colleagues, and above all, Jason's wife, Laura Reed. I scheduled the emails to send simultaneously. My heart pounded, but I felt a sense of justice in every keystroke. When the emails went out, the chaos began. At Emily's office, she opened her inbox in the middle of a busy day. Her hands trembled, her face went pale, and she collapsed in front of everyone. Jason, in the middle of an important meeting, tried to close the window, but it was too late. His colleagues had already seen the evidence. HR escorted him out. Rumors spread like wildfire. Calls, messages, whispers. Contracts were questioned. Clients demanded explanations. At home, Laura opened the emails. Shock paralyzed her. The images, the audio, the undeniable proof, her world crumbled. Meanwhile, I stayed calm, silent, observing the aftermath. My phone vibrating endlessly with calls and messages. I ignored them all. So this is what you wanted to hide, I thought. Well, now everyone knows. Emily came home later that day, her face pale, her body trembling. I was waiting, calm, collected. She begged to explain, pleaded for forgiveness. But I didn't raise my voice. I simply told her to pack her things and leave. Weeks later, the divorce was finalized. No arguments, no reconciliation. Emily lost her job, her reputation, her friends. Jason lost his family, his career, and his home. Months passed. I sold the house, moved to a new city, and started over. I rebuilt my life from scratch. Years later, at a family gathering, I arrived with Sophia, my new wife, and our 2 children. I was happy, free, and finally at peace. Across the room, Jason stood alone. Emily sat quietly, and I realized the truth. Choices have consequences. Those who betray not only destroy others, but also their own lives. Life always balances the scale. And now, looking back, I understand that the pain, the betrayal, and the heartbreak weren't the end. They were the beginning of everything I was meant to rebuild. As I watched the aftermath unfold, I realized that life had a way of revealing the truth, sometimes in the cruelest, most unavoidable way. Betrayal destroys trust, shatters hearts, and leaves scars that never fully fade. But it also forces clarity. I had lost a life I thought was perfect, but in losing it, I found something even more precious, myself. Emily and Jason paid the price for their choices, but I chose a different path. I rebuilt, I healed, and I created a life grounded in honesty, love, and purpose. Watching them face the consequences of their actions was a bitter reminder that nothing stays hidden forever, and that the people who betray ultimately destroy themselves. As for me, I learned that pain is temporary, but courage, clarity, and truth are permanent. Life moves on, and so did I, stronger, wiser, and finally free. So, if you ever feel doubts, suspicions, or see signs of betrayal, don't ignore them. Trust your instincts, face the truth, and protect your life before it's too late. Thank you for watching this story on Secret Zone. If it gripped you, made your heart race, or gave you chills, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. And remember, some secrets are never meant to be ignored.